And that's my point, because we're doing it for the other aspect of health.
But
And then
how
we're
are
trying
we
to keep-
saving
yeah.
our insides?
Yeah. And that's why I wanted to, let's talk to a nutritionist. Let's talk to somebody who can actually fill our heads with something better than...
And then, and it starts with you, and it starts with you, right? And you kind of have to recreate a culture of that.
Ooh,
right?
I like that.
Because when we were competing, we only had parties with other people that were bodybuilders, right? So if
Protein
you came,
shakes as drinks.
right?
Yeah.
We
with
didn't have any alcohol.
Oh, my God.
We had everything that we normally would eat,
Right.
except it was
In
more,
a buffet.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And we were all happy,
Wow.
right? And so you kind
You
of,
have
so
to
that was
surround
the
yourself with the
culture,
right people, yeah.
right?
Yeah, I
And
get
so, so if you guys start a different culture, it's going to start somewhere, right? Because other than that, it's when
That's funny. We're
it's
having a
not-
breakfast with the black belts, and we're going to go to a restaurant and eat like crazy.
It's
Yeah, that's
the thing
funny.
about it is that for us, the mental aptitude that goes into the actual training part is so big that's why we started this channel, and that's why it's
Yeah.
grown so much, is because people are realizing that it is what goes up in here that determines the physical. But now we're looking at it from another perspective of like, okay, well,
What's
how do we
inside
get
of
what's
here?
up here
Yeah.
to make this better inside?
Yeah.
Because we're doing the outside stuff, but the inside then becomes that much more important.
Yeah, if you ever look at Filipino martial artists, like all the instructors, we always joke, but they all have big bellies.
Yes.
Because they eat like, anything.
Usually
You know,
yellow eyes too.
they-
Yellow eyes,
yeah,
yeah.
they used to say that fat is inert.
Right.
Meaning, like it doesn't really do anything
Right.
for you, right? But they found now that, not now, it's been a while, but that the fat around your midsection, because it's around your organs, so the amount of fat that's around your stomach is a pretty good indication of how much fat is around your heart and around your other organs.
Right.
Right? So it can't operate at full capacity,
Right.
So the fat around your midsection is dangerous fat.
Yeah, and that's why I've been trying to lose that a lot.
Yeah, you've done a great job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And I think it's just education, people realizing it.
Right.
I
I realized it because my doctor says you're too fat and you're going to die soon. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I had to fix myself.
And then when you have too much body fat, it prevents you from it prevents you from creating more white blood cells.
Really? So it constricts your immune system too?
Yeah, it does. So
Wow.
people that are overweight tend to have a lower immune system, right? They tend to
Right.
have more blood clots,
Yep.
right?
Bumaclot.
And so now look at this. Here we are in 2020,
20? It's
And
such
we
a bad
have-
year, we want to forget it already.
and we have the COVID-19,
Uh-huh.
right? What are the two things that kill, right?
Respiratory, yeah.
COVID-19 gives you blood clots,
Oh, really?
right?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And so if you're already overweight
Uh-huh.
and you already have a tendency for
For
that,
blood clots, this is
so
gonna make
so
it
that's
even-
why people that are the common denominator is people that are overweight have a 50% chance, 50% more possibility that you have to go to the hospital, and 48% more chance of that you will die from it.
I didn't realize
Right?
that till now, but looking at all like the back news
Yeah,
reels
and
about
that's why they
the
say
people
the-
that died,
the younger
they were
kids.
all overweight.
Yeah, and that's why they say younger kids aren't as affected because they're a lot younger.
At least the ones that are
But-
active.
But
Yeah.
overweight kids are just as
Yeah, and that's what-
susceptible.
And that's what they're seeing now, is that there probably is a spike in the overweight kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're overweight, your immune system is low and your blood flow is not that great.
Right.
And those are the two things that it'll attack.
Well, yeah, I mean, and
Right.
isn't that what your liver's for, is cleaning out your insides, and that's
Yeah, but
travels
if
through the blood.
if your liver is clogged up,
Right.
how is it going to clean everything out?
And you can't get a new liver like a filter, right? It
No,
doesn't
I
have
know.
an-
We
Well,
need to
actually,
change
your
it every
liver
week.
is the only organ that if you cut it, it'll grow back.
Yeah, you can cut
Wow.
off at least
That's
like what,
how-
2/3 of it, and the rest of
That's
it will
how
still grow.
that's how important
I'll let you borrow some
it
of mine
is.
if you need it.
I don't trust your liver.
No, you just have to do. We have to talk about cleaning
Yeah,
your
yeah,
liver,
okay.
rescuing your liver.
Soon.
Dude, we'll do it together.
Okay.
I'll be your
soon.
buddy. I'll be
My
your
liver
support.
buddy.
Yes.
Liver
Yeah,
buddies.
but But even though
It's a t-shirt.
and even though I'm sure it's a culture, for you guys to
Right,
like
right.
train really hard and be dedicated, because you guys are dedicated,
Oh, yeah.
and especially in this niche, martial arts.
Dude, martial arts are
Right?
weird people.
And so you are dedicated, you're disciplined,
Right.
right? And so you already have the mindset.
We're
right?
also very stubborn in our ways.
But if you turn that stubbornness into something different, different
Right.
kind of stubborn, then you can have healthy stubborn,
Yes.
right?
Gear it towards what we should do.
Because typically,
Right.
if people are lazy in one area of their lives, they're going to be lazy in all of the other areas of life,
Right.
right? People who are disciplined in one area of your lives, you can be disciplined in other areas of your life,
Yeah,
right?
it should bleed
So-
over.
So
Obviously, yeah.
it can. So
Yeah.
you already know what it's like to be disciplined. I mean, look
Right.
where you are now with all the training, and
Yeah.
you and your brother have created something amazing, right? And it didn't happen overnight. It's not like, oh, let's do this and let's just front like we know something. No, it took years and years and years and years and years
Yeah.
of
Futaba?
of trial and error.
Sorry. That's kind of sort of how we started.
Yeah, it's exactly how we
They,
started.
they started teaching somebody in the backyard, and then more people started coming up, and then they started teaching people in a park, and then
Yeah, but that's amazing though,
Yeah.
right? Because who would do that
Danny.
if you didn't have the
Yeah.
passion?
Right.
Okay, so that's very important, because here's one thing that I'm concerned about, and Danny's is one of my biggest concerns, is because he's unhealthy as hell. He really is. He's had 2 heart attacks. He has stents in his heart, and I can't convince him to make healthier choices, because I would like to have him train with me for a while, but sometimes we go a little hard, and I feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, because he's the
Yeah.
guy, and now he's tired and breathing hard, and we just ended up on the ground. So
Yeah.
what do you say to somebody that does have enough discipline to create something like the Bladed Mind, but not enough to, or at least not in the right place to start taking care of their health better?
And that's a really hard question, because each
Yeah.
individual's
I know,
difficult.
but she's at least met Danny a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, she
You
has
can slap him this
some
when he comes in
sense.
here.
Because
I'll help you.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a hard question. Sorry.
It is a very hard question. But really, it's like, do you just want to, continue living your life the way you are now
Right.
and just be unhealthy and possibly prematurely die?
Right.
Right.
Or do you love your life enough?
Yeah,
To
you're going to make the
start
efforts
something.
and do the things you should do.
Yeah, because it's not easy.
Danny,
and,
do you
and that's
love
the
your life?
realization I had when I was, when I was 20 pounds heavier,
Right.
and I had gotten my hip replaced, and I realized this is not good. And Melba kept harping on me. My wife, she's in the medical field. She's like, Rick, if you keep this up, you're already in a bad way. Do something. And then, so what I do, I went out and bought a treadmill that I got from her. But that only became possible because it was cheap enough for me to do. Now a lot of things that we do medically
Yeah.
is very expensive.
It is expensive.
I mean, it's,
Even,
I mean, I
even-
lucked out that I had you guys and that everything fell into place. Without that, I don't think I would be as dedicated as I am.
True, but if you're buying not organic, whatever meat, buying meat is way more expensive than buying organic
Right.
fruits and vegetables, right?
Huh. Right.
So if you're on a budget, you just have to switch what you're buying,
Right.
and you
So
have
it's
to
the amounts.
switch. Yeah, and then they say that the when you walk into a supermarket,
Uh-huh.
you should shop around in the peripheral, because that's where all the healthy stuff is, right? Down the aisle is all the processed stuff,
Oh, wow.
right? Like the
never realized
cans
that. Yeah, I
and
can
all
see
those
that
kind of
now.
things, right?
Except that one corner that has all the dairy stuff.
And the beers.
Well, except
Let's
the
not talk about
dairy. Yeah, dairy is not good. All the animal stuff is not really good either, right? So,
No more cheese.
but the produce, all those kind of things,
Right,
they're
right.
always in the peripheral. They're
On the
not ever
outsides,
in the
yeah.
aisles, right?
Correct.
And now I think
And it's usually what's mostly open
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
go to the store.
Yeah, and two, and then the good thing is now you have more choices.
Right.
I think there are more choices because there are people. There is a growing number of people that realize, the things that I'm talking. I'm not like I didn't start anything. I'm not the inventor of anything.
Right.
I just like to just research.
And
Right.
humble.
And and I'm always open. I never think that I know everything. I mean,
Right.
nobody ever does. But
Well, some people do
And-
think that. We've met a couple.
Yeah, yeah, we know. A few.
and in all the things that I thought were right,
Uh huh.
then when I realized something else, like, wow, this was not right.
Right,
Now I'm
but
gonna
it
do this
worked.
way.
It worked for that time when
For
you were
that time,
doing
yeah. I mean,
it worked. So
it
not
was,
to dismiss it
better,
completely,
yeah,
right?
because it was better than what I was doing before,
Right.
which was better than what I was doing before, which was better than I was doing before,
Right.
right? So it
You
took.
kept, yeah,
So I didn't go from point A to the
she kept
ultimate.
leveling up to the
Right?
better thing, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what she meant, like the experience and the years it took, really. And now, thankfully, you're passing that on. So then people,
Where they don't have to go through a bunch of the befores,
Exactly,
and then you get to the
exactly.
now.
Yeah,
but they have, you just have to listen.
yeah, and you really, it's so much easier. I mean, now you can actually go to the store and buy organic coconut water.
Right.
Right?
And they actually
20
have
years
more stores
ago-
available for that.
Exactly, and because there is
Trader
a whole
Joe's
niche of
is
people.
Yeah.
But the one thing we have to be careful about is just don't. If something is cheap, there's something wrong with it,
Oh,
Wow.
right? It's like not all foods are equal, not all supplements are equal,
Right.
not all calories are equal. You have to really be careful of where you're getting it from. That's why I said, you should start your own garden. But even this, when you start your own garden, be careful with the kind of soil that you use. Right? Do
There's
not
so
use
much,
soil that has toxins in it. There's a really good soil that's all organic. It's more expensive,
of course.
right? There's so many things that
Little things
it's
that
a
you-
layer upon layer upon layer.
And I think
Wow.
that's
Right.
what Rick was trying to get to is that there's this whole, there's a growing culture of people wanting to be more healthier and that sort of thing, but we have an established culture of the monetary gain, so it makes the idea of organic just kind of more than people can afford.
Yeah, because if you thought about it, right, when you go to Costco, sure, everything is cheaper, but you got to buy in such big bulk that you don't get to eat it all. But that time you do get to eat it, it's already spoiled and you
Right.
toss it out. Like, so really, what good are you really doing? So I don't go to to Costco as much as people think I go. I go there for the food that's already cooked and I can just take home so I don't have to cook. But I'll go to Target before I go to Costco to buy, like a box of cereal or whatever little thing that I need because I can't, they give you that box of cereal which is this big and it's going to be stale by the time I get to even,
Like
You
the
shouldn't
second
You
bag.
shouldn't be eating cereal.
you know what I mean? No, God dang it, stop.
But-
Oatmeal,
and
I eat
another
oatmeal.
thing, but another
You're so
thing,
full of-
another thing, like when we were, doing bodybuilding and all that kind of stuff, we said, oh yeah, eat brown rice over white rice.
Right.
Yeah,
Right?
see,
See all of that, but now they're finding, right now everybody's talking about gluten-free, right? Well, all that stuff is in the husk, right?
Right.
And so, and I just read, I forget which book I read, I can't remember where I read it, but it said, I think in the maybe around the 1950s, I think, is when people, companies started saying, oh, whole wheat is better, right? Whole wheat bread is better
So
than
another
white bread,
marketing.
right? And then everybody said, oh, whole wheat is better than white bread. Everybody, let's eat whole wheat, right?
Yeah.
But all the gluten and everything is in the husk of everything.
right.
So
In the wheat.
in the wheat and the rice and in everything,
Wow.
right? And so now, since the 50s, the amount of people getting sick has slowly risen, right? Even though we're supposed to be eating all this healthy stuff, right? And yeah, and then everybody thinks yogurt is healthy. I talk to everybody. Well, I eat healthy. I eat yogurt in the morning.
Yeah, I hear that a lot
Oh,
too.
wow.
I hate
Yogurt is
yogurt.
full. Yogurt is a dairy,
Uh-huh.
right? Nowadays, so you have cashew yogurt or you have coconut yogurt, which is better. I don't know how they make it, so I mean, probably better if you make it yourself. But
We have to
but
make
it's
everything
not a
ourselves,
dairy.
grow
but
our own
But it's
food.
not a dairy, And dairy is terrible. Dairy is really terrible for people who are asthmatic because it creates mucus and it makes it harder for you to breathe. Right?
I just saw a
And-
meme about mucus being like the source of almost every disease.
Yeah, and then also cancer cells thrive in a mucus environment.
See, we're not going to get
So-
to eat anything now.
We need
because-
Mucinex. Get all the Mucinex out.
So that's funny that you're saying all these things because I've noticed that even Melba, she says, Rick, we have to watch what you're eating now because all these things that you were just talking about. And you get to a point where you're like, well, what can I eat? Jesus, it's like,
Yeah, we learn how to fight other people, but we're killing ourselves.
yeah, in
Yeah.
that process.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Weird.
like I said, if you want help, write everything down that you're doing, right?
Damn, we're back to this thing.
Yeah, you're back to square one, right?
Okay, wait. So going back to the, you were talking about the white and brown rice. So is white bread okay then, or not as bad as we thought?
Yeah,
it was?
okay, so let's
or-
break that down because I have a problem with that too now. It's like, I decided I wasn't going to do donuts anymore and I was doing bagels. Which is better, donuts or bagels?
I think those are both.
Well, no, but
Well,
what
I
I'm
mean-
saying, you see what I'm saying though? It's
So,
like I'm cutting one thing out.
Bagels is the better evil
Okay,
than
see.
donuts, right?
Right.
So
Now bagels over bread, white bread.
within white bread, sourdough bread is the best because it has
Yeast.
no because it has
Something
no sugar in it.
Okay.
You look at
Oh.
yeah, because a lot of people that come to me say, "Oh, I eat healthy. I eat wheat bread." So then I said, "Okay, now not on top of what we just talked about. When you look at the content of wheat bread, it usually has between 2 and 5 grams of sugar in it."
I need to start looking
Right?
at the nutrition.
and then keep in mind, 2 to 5. If you don't have a point of reference, it's
Right.
like, it's low to me,
Right.
right? Compared to like a soda that has like between 35 and 40
Yeah.
grams of sugar, right?
Right.
So
Well,
it's
I
like,
don't drink soda, so
oh,
I'm
2 to
good.
5, oh, that's not bad.
Right.
But did you know that 4 grams is 1 teaspoonful of sugar?
Right.
So
That's still more than half a teaspoon of sugar per slice.
yeah,
And you usually
Per
have
slice.
2 slices, so that's
Yeah.
a full, so
Right.
more than a teaspoon of sugar
yeah.
in a sandwich.
And sugar turns your body acidic. Your cancer cells thrive in an acidic environment.
Right.
Add the mucus of an asthmatic.
Mucus,
Wow.
yeah.
Will this liver cleanse help my mucus too?
Oh yeah.
I don't
Really?
think we should have talked to her because now I can't eat anything.
Oh my god.
Let's just cut this.
I was so
You just-
hungry up
you just
until
killed
this
all the food
point,
that I
and
could
I'm
eat.
like,
Thank you very
oh.
much.
Let's go have a smoothie.
But really, when you think about it, God made or earth made
Uh-huh.
is way better than man made,
Right.
right? So
So can I still eat a banana?
rice and
That's man-made.
rice and potatoes, yams, sweet potatoes is better than pasta and breads, right? Because things have been done.
Yeah.
It didn't grow out of the earth as bread.
So
you don't
pretty
have
much
the bread
you
tree.
things that are
right?
just naturally that way, roots, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are the
God,
best
I'm gonna
things.
starve.
Good, then you'll get rid of your belly fat.
Thanks,
See?
Mom.
And she's a positive thinker. Wow, this has been eye opening.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
This is crazy.
I'm both excited and scared at the same time.
I'm telling you, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I was gonna have dinner tonight, but I guess I'm gonna skip a meal.
Hey, you already invited so
I
and
know,
so,
right?
and you need to cook. So
Oh my God. Thank you
Wow.
very much, I guess,
yeah,
for ruining my life.
But I mean, this is going to be a slow process.
Oh,
you know?
true. Yeah, yeah,
And then
definitely
even I was watching the news this morning, and they were talking about the obesity thing and how the more body fat you have, the higher probably that you'll die if you get the COVID, right? And it said